Hello, my dear Virgos. How are you doing? It's great to see you again. My name is Ariel. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot or Diamond Dragon Lady, whichever channel you are watching this on right now. I do have two of them, and this is going to be a mid-September check-in. We've got a lot going on in the middle of September, so I thought we would jump in here and just throw a few cards to see what is going on with y'all. Right now we have a lot going on in the astrology. I am an astrologer and a tarot reader as well. So I always bring a little bit of both to my messages. I will say that, Virgo, you've gone through quite a bit. We have had a Mercury retrograde in your sign. That will be coming out of retrograde September 15th, so very, very soon. And it will not go back out of its shadow point until September 28th. The shadow point is a reference to the degree that when a planet goes retrograde, it starts at a certain degree, it goes backward, 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 backward in relative motion to the Earth. Then when it comes out of that retrograde, it goes back forward through those degrees. And so when it reaches the same degree it was in when it went retrograde, that is called going past its shadow point, and then you're completely out of the woods with it. You will notice that you're feeling a little better and things are moving a little smoother. But if things still feel a little wonky and still feel a little sluggish, don't be surprised if it doesn't start to really feel a whole lot better till we move past the end of September. We also have had Venus, had that very long retrograde, and it's still in its shadow point until October 7th, so keep that in mind as well. Let's get a keyword for you, Virgo. This particular Mercury retrograde was very important to you, not only because Mercury is the ruler of your sign, but also because it was in your sign. It was in the sign of Virgo at the same time that we are in the sun being in Virgo. And we have the new moon coming along on September 14th as well, which starts us a whole beautiful new phase. So I really wanted to jump in and just get an update for this next 2 weeks, because when that new moon cycle starts, it does bring a lot of good and a lot of progress to all of our lives, especially yours, Virgo. It is the new moon in your sign. So dear angel, spirit, guides, ancestors, let's see what we have for Virgo, please. Let's go ahead and throw some cards for them and see what messages they most need to see. Friendship is very important. It's really on your mind too, Virgo. Friendship is a big, big subject, issue, concern perhaps for some of you. I would say that this is a time where you really don't want to be alone. You really want to pull into your community. You really want to connect with people. Friendship and, teamwork is really what's helping you to get through a lot of your more challenging times. And I would recommend, definitely, if you need people around you, call them up, call them in. We're going to throw some Moonology cards, and we're going to see what comes up for your past, present, and future. Yeah, beautiful. Oh my goodness, yeah. A lot of psychological work is going on here for you guys. I really do get that sense, especially for the earth signs also being, Capricorn and Taurus. All the earth signs are really going through some very deep processes of, reviewing, rethinking the past. That's always what Mercury gets us doing anyway, but it's a little deeper for the earth signs this time. In the immediate past, we have a look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius, so I do get the sense that y'all have been really opening up a lot more, much more so than Virgo usually does, because let's face it, Virgo, you are more about seeing the small details, not always this bigger picture, but the things that have been happening in your life have really been encouraging you to look further into the horizon and not see things so up close and narrow. In the present energy, what's coming through as Mercury goes direct and we have the new moon in your sign coming in is we have it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. I also noticed on the bottom of this deck we had the other Scorpio moon card. That would be the new moon in Scorpio, about working through your fears. So that's why I said, psychologically this is a lot of deep inner work, deep inner healing work. You may have really had to confront some things that you didn't want to look at for a while, or speak some things out just to get them off your mind, clear out your center, Virgo is all to do with health, all to do with habits, so you're releasing a lot here. Going into the immediate future, we have you're very close to achieving your goals. So the gibbous moon is with you as you move through the rest of September. I do get a really good feeling about that, Virgo, because I feel like, you're seeing things from a bigger vision. And when you do that, it does help us to let go of some of those little icky things that have been lingering, you know, those old pains, those old wounds. Helps us to heal a lot from the inside out when you consider the bigger picture, and like a lot of things just don't really matter in the grand scheme. But whatever you have been feeling blocked on, it definitely feels like there's something being released, some kind of door that's being opened, and things are starting to come in a little bit easier. Let's throw some tarot on top of these moon cards. We're just going to get a few tarot messages for you. Yeah, definitely been overthinking, over-worrying. It just feels like things are moving forward in a much more positive direction. Oh my goodness. So that immediate past, you had that King of Swords, strong Aquarian energy. I really do feel like you've been putting your mind towards the bigger picture, but at the same time, you know, he's a guy that can really overthink things quite a bit. So you might have been feeling like just everything weighing on your mind, all the stuff, all the things, maybe feeling kind of overwhelmed, because sometimes, you know, that Sagittarius energy is like, oh my gosh, now I'm looking at all of the things and feeling like, how am I ever going to get it all done? Or maybe wondering, you know, where is this all leading to, right? Here's your own energy sitting on top of him, clarifying that message is the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like, you know, anything that you've been thinking about, it's kind of like you've got to have a real plan around it. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't stress yourself out, either in the past or the future here, Virgo. I think money and loneliness have been a big concern right now, especially as we shift out of this Mercury retrograde, right? Here we've got this Five of Pentacles. This is the fear of loneliness, fear of not having enough. It's generally a fear of lack. And it really does indicate that it's important to make a change. And I think along with that releasing of negativity, that is rather the change. And instead of always, you know, imagining the worst, always thinking the worst, you know, this is something that's being released. Let's get a clarifier, please, Spirit, on this message. Yeah, Page of Swords. It's definitely time to consider new ideas, new lines of thought. You know, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm never somebody that tells everybody, you know, yeah, just cheer up. I know it's not that simple, right? I get that. But the Page of Swords, to me, is new thoughts. It's new ideas coming in. At least be willing to entertain new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things, Virgo, because if you're constantly, you know, feeding into those worries, fears, eventually you're going to manifest the darn things. Here we go into the future. I just feel like this is so positive. Not only are you close to achieving your goals, here comes that Ace of Pentacles, which really gets you back on the right track. Helps alleviate a lot of money fears. To me, it also just says a gift from the universe is arriving for you. And, you know, it does help if you meet it halfway, right? It's always going to be a lot more beneficial. You know, it's like Spirit can help you, but if you're already helping yourself, it's the perfect combination. So let's get a clarifier. Let's get extra message on this Ace of Pentacles for you. Yeah, we have the Nine of Wands. I know you guys have been really defensive. You've been very, very protective about what you've created, anything that you've been working on, anything that you've put your heart and soul and time and effort into. So, you know, it's fine to be careful. You know, I'm not going to tell you not to be careful. That's never what I'm going to do. But I also would say that, you know, your courage is important. And sometimes it takes the courage to let your guard down a little bit, to let the blessings in. Whether it be new friendships, new community, something new positive opportunities coming in that you're seeking. But this is beautiful. But it does take shifting out of some old stagnant thoughts, and definitely shifting out of some overthinking, especially when it leads to nowhere. Let's get a blessing on this. This is going to be a short little read here, guys. So just want to do a quick check-in. Let's get a blessing card. What are these? What is this Mercury direct and new moon bringing to you, Virgo? Yeah, the blessing on the day. And I would really say that this is all about staying in the moment here, Virgo. Each day that comes is a new chance, a new opportunity. Try your very best to live in the moment, live in the present. because that's where the biggest blessings are going to be found. And I'm also going to add another card to that just to see what kind of energy this new moon is bringing you. I'm going to go through this Zodiac Moon deck. Love this deck, and I don't get to use it very often. Look at that! Oh my gosh, Virgo! Yes, very positive indeed. The Sun in Virgo card came out on the blessing of your day. So daytime energy, daytime energy. Even if you're more of a night person, Virgo, I actually feel like most of your really good things that you do are going to be happening during the daytime hours. So even if you're more of a night owl, you might want to make a little bit of effort just to get up a little bit earlier. But it says you reap what you sow. Virgo is all about that. Look, out in the field, work in the fields, work in the crops, work in the harvest, you know. If you have anything to do with the land, with farming, with any of that, I think this is also a stronger message for you. Get present with that. Don't sit inside too much, worrying and overthinking. This is really important. It's like there's that need to work on the fears, work through the old energy, release the negativity, and invite new, more progressive thought in. I won't say positive thought, because I think that we can really dig into some toxic positivity there, right? It's important to acknowledge when things are not good. It's fine to not have a good day. It's fine to have to, you know, deal with the things that are harder, right? But I also think that if you force yourself to feel good, quote unquote, before you're really ready, before you really are, it can also really kind of hijack your progress of healing what's painful. It is good to focus on what you're grateful for. It is good to focus on the things that are going well. There's always going to be an equal amount, right? Or some balance of amounts of what we consider good versus negative. But I would say, you know, heal yourself in your own timing. If people are pushing you too fast, to cheer up or not be grumpy or not be such a, you know, a certain mood because it's making them uncomfortable. Those aren't the kind of friends you need. You need friends that really will support you through all your times, good and bad, because that's what's going to get you on a more positive feeling quicker, is when you just accept that, yes, I have certain feelings, I have been hurt in certain ways. You know, acknowledging it and accepting it are a much quicker way to turn it loose than just hanging on to it and beating yourself up because you don't feel happier sooner. So Virgo, beautiful reading. I really hope that this is a blessed new moon and Mercury direct going in your sign. You are the star of the show right now, so have a wonderful rest of your September. Take care.